In this video, we are going to try a new unique product by exclusive Nailcouture, French style and Ombre soft gel tips. I'm going to do hands-on and also an overview of the most recent 1, 2, 3 go tips coming up.
Recently, I received a huge package from exclusive Nailcouture. Thank you, Max. It will probably take a while to unpack it, so I guess I need to do a separate video about it. In this one, I would like to show you 1, 2, 3 go tips. As you can see, I have plenty of them. So let's take a closer look and see what kind of shapes, sizes, colors, and length do we got. Sculpture Almond Medium of 1, 2, 3 soft gel extensions. So this looks like a classic almond. But what I really like about these tips is that if you look inside, they're matte, which means there's no need to buff them underneath. They will already have a good adhesion and it's like already made for you. Tapered stiletto. First, I had no idea what a tapered stiletto is, but now I can see this looks a lot like stilettos that I usually do when I do stilettos on forms. I would say European or Russian style, because they're really tapered, really sharp, like needles. And also, if we take a look from the side view, you will see that the apex is located closer to the cuticle, which is also more like European style. And wow, I really like them. I noticed that most stiletto tips of soft gel extensions, they are a little bit different. They're not as tapered. They look more like almond, but pointed and long, right? And these ones, they're just different. And it's really nice that you can have different kinds of stiletto nails. Long sculpture stiletto. These stiletto tips look more like the style that I am used to with soft gel extensions. It's not as tapered, but it's still a stiletto, and also we have this matte surface on the underside, which is really nice. Let's take a look at another stiletto, which is XXL Sculpture Stiletto. So you can see the difference. Now this one is way longer than this one, and this is the same size, 0. And it's also matte underneath, and also it is sculptured. If you will take a look from the side view, you can actually see that it is quite different. XXL tips, I think, are also important because sometimes you really need to do long nails and you do not have time, so it is nice to have this kind of soft gel extensions. Tapered coffin. This looks a lot like coffin nails that I do when I'm doing them on form, like a sculptured coffin. Let's take a look from the side view. We have an apex, we have the side walls, and we have matte surface once again. So yeah, this looks a lot like the style I'm so used to, and that's really nice that they have it. And I have to say they're pretty long. Well, I mean, the length will definitely look different depending on the nails, but this one are like long medium. And also each set of tips comes in 12 sizes. They come from 0 to 11. Long sculpture coffin. This one is more like traditional coffin, and even though it's called long, it's shorter than the previous one. And this looks more like a traditional coffin shaped tips. When you're seeing so many different sizes and shapes at once, you're kind of overwhelmed. You don't really know what to choose. 5XL square. I was chatting with Max the other day and I said, hey Max, I really wish someone will have this really long square tips because sometimes I want to do design and I just don't want to waste time sculpting the nails. And he said, well, I have them. 5XL. So I really like that this is an actual sculptured square, once again, this style that I am so used to with a deep C curve, and it's really long. So you can just do these nails and you will have such a huge canvas for different kinds of nail art. I'm really excited to try those because you can fit technically anything here. You can do any kind of abstract nail art or any kind of holiday or theme. Those were clear tips. Now, how about French tips? This is something I haven't seen before. Well, honestly, I did. There are a couple of brands that I already seen they're doing this French style soft gel extensions, but they were clear, which means the nail will be see-through. Now this one, French Sculpture Mini Square, is a nude color right here, and then we have a white smile line, which means once you attach it to the nail, you will not be able to see it. And oh my goodness, mini square is also nice because not everyone likes long nails, so I'm pretty sure this one is going to be popular. Then we have French Coffin, which is the longer version and the coffin shape of the French style nails. I'm super excited about this because, you know, French style nails, they're cool, but they're so time consuming. So when you have them ready to go, then we have XXL French Coffin, which is even longer. And I also like the fact that the smile line is adjusted to the style. It's way deeper, it's more tapered, and it suits this length so well. Then we have French Almond, which looks like this. And then there's also an XXL French Stiletto Tips. Wow, and I also like that the style of the smile line is always adjusted depending on the shape and the length of the nails. So we have all variety of different French style soft gel extensions with 1 to 3 go tips. And that's not everything, because we have more. How about Ombre soft gel extensions? We have Ombre Sculpture Mini Square, because ombre is also one of those things that may be challenging and time consuming sometimes. So we have a short version for those who prefer nails that are not extremely long. Then we have XXL Ombre Coffin nails. Wow, I really like how this one looks. Such a beautiful baby boomer nails. Then we have Ombre Almond, which looks like this. And then there's a longer version, XXL Ombre Stiletto. A while ago, I posted the stories on my Instagram and YouTube and set up a vote of which one do you want me to try first. And Coffin got the most votes, even though Almond and Stiletto were pretty close too. So I think this is the first one I'm going to try. Coffin shaped ombre and stiletto tip. I'm super excited. I wonder how it's gonna work out and look, and it is coming up right now in this video. But first we need to do product removal, since we have some gel manicure here. We have some cracks on the sides, so it is definitely time to take them off. I will be using carbide bead. The speed is 25,000 rotations per minute, and I'm going to file off the product. Then I'm going to file the nails short. It is not necessary if you're doing soft gel extensions. You can actually have some free edge, but most of the times most nails are whether growing downwards or a little bit crooked or even growing upwards. And in this case, I definitely recommend you to file off the free edge, because this free edge that will change the direction of the growth will make it super challenging for you to attach soft gel tips. Then we need to do dry manicure as well as nail prep. So I will start by pushing the cuticles with the pusher. Make sure that you push it back not only on the top but also along the side walls. And the better you do this part, the easier it will be for you to do dry manicure or any other kind of manicure. I usually do dry manicure, also known as Russian manicure, electric file manicure. I will start with the diamond bead with a red abrasive mark. This shape is called flame, and there are also different kinds of flame, and this one is longer because this particular client has deeper grooves, so it's more convenient to work this way. First I do the forward mode to do the left side of the nail, and then I switch to the opposite rotation to reverse mode. We are halfway done. I pushed up the cuticles, and then I'm going to trim the cuticles and the eponychium using manicure scissors. To do it properly without cutting too much or damaging the skin, it is very important to have a high quality tool. It's supposed to be sharp, because if it's not sharp, if it's dull, then you will definitely not get a good result. It is also important to sharpen them from time to time and to use special professional services that provide this service, because after about 10 to 15 clients they will not be as sharp anymore again. And then I'm going to buff the skin around the nail using the soft buffing bead. Never use a high speed to do that, because as I'm touching the skin almost with the entire bead, the friction can be pretty hot. That's why the speed is rather low. Now it's 12,000 rotations per minute. We're done, and it is time to see which size of the tip will fit better. We decided to do one hand with French nails and another one will be ombre. So I need to make sure that the size fits. It's not supposed to be too big, like it's supposed to cover the entire nail, and also it's not supposed to be too small. So if you attach it like this to the nail and then you can see from the sides that the tip is not covering the nail, then it is going most likely to break. So this part is one of the most important when doing soft gel extensions. Each size supposed to match perfectly. Once you choose the proper sizes, let's do the prep. I apply dehydrator first. Products that I am using are all by exclusive Enailcouture. I will leave the link down below as well as my discount code. However, it is pretty simple. It's just Nailcou, just like the name of my channel, and you will get 10% off. I apply dehydrator and non-acid primer, and then I apply a thin layer of the base coat and then cure it in LED for 30 seconds. Then I'm going to take off the sticky layer. This is not necessary at all, but I prefer to do it because my model is rather active. There are two kinds of press-on gel. The one with the green cap is the clear, and the one with the purple one and a bow on the top is a nude one. And I intend to try both, and this is my first time trying them, by the way. So for the French tips, I think it will make sense if we are going to use a nude one. The consistency is rather thick, which I think is great because it's not going to flood too much, and also it's a bit easier to apply it. So I apply it on the thumb, then I make sure that it completely covers it all, and then my model is assisting me by holding the lamp on the top to make sure it's secured, and then we are going to fully cure it in the actual lamp. Then I decided to try press-on clear gel. It is slightly thinner, but it's still rather thick, which I think is super convenient when doing this kind of extensions. Then we press, hold the lamp on the top for around 5 to 6 seconds. Then if you notice that some product is squeezing out, you can quickly clean it before fully curing. Once you freeze cure it, it is super easy to clean any excess product. and if you didn't notice and fully cured it, then you will need to file it a little bit. Ombre tips are super easy to attach, while I had little problems when working with French tips. For some reason, it was a bit more challenging for me to attach them, and the shape of the cuticle seemed a little different, while I didn't have any troubles at all when doing ombre nails. Maybe it's just because I like ombre more. After fully curing everything, we need to take off the sticky layer from underneath because it is going to be sticky there. And that's almost it. Can you believe it? It was basically like 20 minutes and we're done. This is definitely one of the fastest way to get beautiful nails. Now I need to slightly file the free edge to get rid of this small dot that we have on the tips, and this is it. Then I'm going to use an alcohol to make sure that the surface is clean because there can't be any leftovers from the gel. Using lint-free wipes from Exclusive Nailcouture as well, and yes, they're pink too. I didn't feel much difference when working with clear or nude gel. The only difference is that the nude color is also going to cover the natural nail, so if you're worried that it will be a little bit see-through, it definitely makes sense to use a nude one, but since we've been doing ombre and French, it worked pretty well for both. They look a little bit darker when you're using a nude one. And then we're going to seal it with a top coat, which is by Exclusive Nailcouture as well. This is a no wipe top coat, which we cure for 30 seconds in LED. I'm 100% happy with the ombre hand. It's so beautiful, it's so unique. And as for French nails, it's probably just not my style. I mean, even for this length, I think the smile lines are just too deep, but I understand that this is just a matter of style and of personal preference. Maybe that's why I didn't like them as much. Let me guys know, what do you think? Would you try this kind of tips? And if you would like me to try some more of the 1, 2, 3 go tips which you've seen earlier in the video, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post new nail art tutorials and product reviews just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Goodbye.